This has been considered one of the most influential sci-fi films ever made, and it was for many years, even though a chunk of the film's initial release footage was considered lost. Not too long ago, though, almost all of it was found and restored as best as possible, so modern audiences would now be able to see the mostly complete film. However, most modern audiences still haven't seen the film, which is a real shame. Most may only know about this movie because of Queen's Radio Gaga music video. Okay, that's certainly not a bad way to know about it, but there is so much more worth discovering. By the way, Rhea, this film that came out the same year as Radio Gaga had Freddie Mercury provide an original song called Love Kills that got him nominated for Worst Original Song at the Razzies. The more you know. Anyways, most of you probably haven't seen the film, so I'll provide a quick summary. The movie centers around a man in the higher class. Specifically, he's the son of the mastermind behind Metropolis. He falls for someone deemed lower than him, and in an effort to get close to her, he pretends to be part of the lower class. This is where he learns about a prophesized mediator, the one who's supposed to unite both opposite classes. Meanwhile, there's also a mad scientist who has plans of his own on the future of Metropolis. The sets and atmosphere of this film are absolutely breathtaking and still provoke wonderment to this day, if for nothing else keeping in mind that this was shot in the 1920s. What's even crazier to me is that the inspiration for this environment was taken from modern buildings of that time like the Manhattan skyline. Building structures from the 1920s would unknowingly inspire sci-fi worlds for decades to come. No, I'm serious. This inspired so many people. Robert Zemeckis, Tim Burton, George Lucas, Ridley Scott, Adolf Hitler. Wait, what's the point I'm trying to make again? Actually, what is the point? How do I transition from there? Anyways, I must mention that this is indeed a silent film, so instead of dialogue moving the film, we're accompanied with a musical score that is beautiful and at times thrilling to listen to. Even on its own, these are still masterfully performed pieces of music. However, there is dialogue that flashes on screen from time to time. And the only problem is that this movie is limited to only providing so much dialogue at once and for a certain period of time. There's just so much story and exposition to explore here. For once, I actually want some exposition. Is it a criticism or a praise to say that the movie was too ambitious for its time? I don't really know. But what I do know is that the themes tackled in Metropolis are still pretty relevant today, and the emotions that drive them are performed effectively by all these actors with only their faces and behaviors. The themes of the rich versus the poor, people in different classes and differing viewpoints coming together, being a sheep, doing what you think is right but is actually wrong, manipulation. The story is so strong and interesting that despite the movie being made almost a century ago, could still be quite fascinating to a modern audience if they just got past the silent film aspect. The list of things that are good about this movie are just so freaking good. I seriously recommend checking this one out.